Sheesh. No. This is an experiment to see if this style will work. If it doesn't work, then I just won't try it again. Hopefully it works out though, because it'll hopefully make this video slightly less boring. And yeah, I'm fulfilling my promise about Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. So basically, you may remember in one of the Persona 3 videos, I said that I couldn't get my mic to work on my computer, and that is entirely true. No matter what I tried, I couldn't get it to work. So instead what I did is I'm actually recording audio from my phone at the same time as this is recording. So yeah, hopefully this works. Apparently, the voice recordings can be maximum of 41 minutes, so as long as I don't go over that time, I'll be fine. Ha! Did you get everything we need for the raft? I gave my stuff to Kairi. Hey Sora, how about a quick round? Grab your sword. Okay, you are on. This one decides the champion. Ready or not? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember how to play this game.
Don't tell me you're giving up already.
Don't tell me you're giving up already. I legitimately have no clue of how I'm meant to play the game. The last time I played the game was like part 1. Oh, and now I'm dead. Yeah, also, if you didn't know, the camera in this game is absolutely terrible. It's one of the worst cameras I've seen in a game, and that's saying something, because I always complained about how terrible the camera control was in Super Mario 64, which it is, but it's not as bad as this game, because at least in that game you could actually control the camera. In this game, the camera, you're at the mercy of the camera, and it doesn't work that well. Which is, oh god, comparing it to Mario 64 is kind of loaded anyway. This game came out like 6 years after Mario 64, I think, which is kind of weird to think about because the graphics are like so much better. I always liked that about the PS2, GameCube, Xbox era, because the generation before that was so vastly, like, graphically inferior. It was a massive jump up, and that's just astounding to me. Like, how it can go up from the blocky Minecraft textures of the PS1 to this, because this game, like, a lot of this game's art holds up to this day. I mean, you won't see it in this video because the game, the recording lowers the resolution down, and also because I'm too lazy to configure it to actually look accurate. But it does genuinely, like, the PS2 version genuinely holds up. It looks very good. And that's just kind of amazing considering this game came out in 2002. I mean, in terms of the actual quality of the game is debatable. I like it, but, like, it is very, like, obviously has quite a lot of... Oh, okay, I'll shut up.
Right?
Could be. We'll never know by staying here.
But how far could a raft take us?
Who knows? If we have to, we'll think of something else.
So, suppose you get to another world. What would you do there?
Well, I haven't really thought about it. It's just, I've always wondered why we're here, on this island.
Why are we
There
here?
aren't any other worlds out there. Why did we end up on this one?
Yeah, case in
And
point right there.
Suppose there are other
About
worlds.
how the emulator doesn't render this
Then
game very
ours is
well.
just a little piece of something much greater. So, we could have just as easily ended up somewhere else, right?
I don't know.
Exactly. That's why we need to go out there and find out. Just sitting here won't change a thing. It's the same old stuff. So let's go.
You've been thinking a lot lately, haven't you?
Thanks to you. If you hadn't come here, I probably would have never thought of any of this. Kari, thanks.
You're welcome.
That's another thing about this game, the cutscenes are very drawn out. But not like Metal Gear drawn out, where they're like entertaining to watch. They're not that entertaining.
Palpu fruit.
If two people share one, their destinies become intertwined. They'll remain a part of each other's lives, no matter what. Come on, I know you want to try it.
What are you talking?
Anyway, so what I was talking about before was that there's a lot of issues with this game in terms of its gameplay, and parts of this game don't hold up very well. And I personally like the game, but yeah, I can definitely understand why other people would not. Oh look, it's the worst part of the game right here. And like what I was saying before about the art style, in the Kingdom Hearts 3, they made everything look somewhat realistic, and I don't like that as much because it's meant to be a Disney cartoon. So like making everything look realistic just kind of goes against how it's meant to look, really. Like this room right now, it's supposed to emulate what's it called? Fantasia, the Magician's Apprentice. But you can't do that in a realistic style because Fantasia's not a realistic movie. So making a style like this works. I could say the same thing about South Park, The Stick of Truth and the Fractured Butthole. You can say the same thing about Persona 5, or Persona 3, really. Persona 3's graphics don't hold up as well, but Persona 5's graphic style is exactly what it sets out to be. And yeah, I could say the same thing about Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. That game still looks very good, and that game came out like a year after this one.
Hey there, Donald. Good morning.
Got a problem, Goofy. But don't tell anyone.
Goofy is uncircumcised.
Minnie?
Not even the queen.
Daisy?
No! It's top secret.
Oh, good morning, ladies.
What?
Yeah, the ambient occlusion does not work in the emulation, because it would have back on the PS2, but... And... I don't... Another thing about this game that I really like is that the villains are just a bunch of Disney villains. In the sequel, they had like this big cult organization to be the villains. I didn't like that because they just seemed like generic anime people. When in this game, they were Disney villains, and that's kind of what you expect, really. It's a Disney game. The advertising for this game is great. There's like this child infiltrating the Disney headquarters, and he says, he finds a computer, and he says like, computer, what is this Kingdom Hearts? And then the computer's like, Kingdom Hearts is the first game of its kind. And he's like, whoa! Tell me the cheat codes! And then a bunch of security guards come in and they say, there he is! Why not kill him? And then the kid runs away and he's never heard from again. Quite a good... In some ways, I guess it is a very good marketing campaign, because you're advertising it with Disney, which most children will know, if not all, and you're showing them footage of all the movies they like, paired with a game developer I'm sure tons of them like. And Square was popular at this point, because they just released Final Fantasy X, and this... I don't think this was at their height of popularity, but they were certainly quite popular. Well, pretty much what lifted them to popularity was Final Fantasy VII, and this was well after that, like, yeah, about 6 years? Yeah. The same as what I was talking about before with, I don't even remember what I was talking about, but I remember 1996 being a key moment. I could be wrong about that. I think that's when Final Fantasy VII came out, but I could be very wrong about that. And so, Square, people know Square, people love Square, people love Disney, so you put them together and you've basically just got a success right there. Whether or not it's destined to sell. It would have been destined to sell well, regardless of the actual quality of the game, just because it's just such a... I think it's actually a very good idea, really. The idea of, like, mixing together a very popular fantasy series with, like, stuff like Disney. I think that's a very good idea. The raft is almost ready. All we need to do is load it with food. Have you seen Riku? Like, I'm sure you could do it with this... Like, there's tons of, like, Looney Tunes games that are actually very fun. Can't really remember off the top of my head any, but... I remember there being one on the GameCube where you play as the Tasmanian Tiger, and he was... That's a very fun game, actually. And... okay. And I'm sure you could do something similar with the Looney Tunes. I'm kind of surprised they didn't, really, considering how big of a success Kingdom Hearts was. But then again, what would you pair them with? I don't know, maybe... Call of Duty. Kingdom Duty. Call of Hearts. I kind of want to know when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. I haven't really been following the development, like, at all. But I know there's a Toy Story world, but I want to know what other worlds there'll be. Like, they've got all the popular ones out of the way in, like, the first two. And then Kingdom Hearts 3, they kind of ran out of ideas and made The World Ends With You. I've never played that game, everyone loves it. But like, what are you gonna do for the next one? So, I came up with a few ideas, which I know would never happen because, you know, Disney doesn't own the rights to them. But I would love it if that did happen. So I thought they should make a... Just because I want to see Hank Hill with a Keyblade. They have King of the Hearts, or Kingdom Hills, and then Fat Albert, just because Fat Albert fighting shadow creatures is a untapped market, if you ask me. And it's just like a perfect idea that is absolutely no flaws with it at all. So, yeah. I'm gonna call it Game Theory, if that fits. I don't think it will. If it doesn't fit, I'll be sad. Oh, it will fit, okay. There we go! Now, I'm probably not gonna win, because this is really hard. Oh my god. I want to win just so I can ride a boat. Well, I know the boat doesn't really matter. It's not in the game very much. But
If I win,
I just want to ride a boat called Game Theory. I don't
Oh,
care.
Kyrie.
Yeah, the most annoying part about this game is you cannot skip
The
cutscenes.
winner gets to share a Palpoo with Kyrie.
wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
My cow.
Riku's fucking gay. Look, there's no way I'm gonna win this. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, see, this is, yeah, see my problem with the camera right here? Yeah. Case in point, really. Thankfully it's not as bad throughout the, yeah, see, yeah. Thankfully it's not as bad throughout the whole game, but it is very, very hard to look past. And I fucked up again. You know what? I'd say I want to restart, but not really. I don't really. I don't really care because it doesn't matter. Okay, now what? I haven't played. Yeah, like I said before, I haven't played this game in years. It's not true. I just haven't played it in. The last time I played it was the last episode, which makes sense. I'm actually quite I like this system that we've got right now, commentary. I'm probably gonna reuse it again later. I don't think every video is gonna be like this, but yeah. Alright, we're naming the raft Highwind, and I've got 2 frames of animation on my mouth. Alright, now let's go home. Kyrie X Donald. Gosh, Sora, I can feel him kicking. I'm so sorry. This game is a stinky. Sora, you're looking for 1 seagull egg, mushrooms, 2 coconuts, 3 fish, and fill this up with drinking water, but not from the ocean. Bring everything back here. If you need help, just ask. This is a real game. For real people like myself. Yeah, yes, quality. Destroy. Yeah, come on! Why isn't there a, Kingdom Hearts spin-off where you play as Riku's uncle, and you have to recover the sword of the ancients and fight the evil forces of Osama. See, I pitched your game, Square.
Me and Titus, we are gonna do a little exploring today.
Oh boy, it's the worst character from Final Fantasy X. Shut up. I hate that character. I love that this area is just filled with Final Fantasy X characters and they don't actually do anything with them, they're just kinda here. And they're all like children when they're adults in actual game. Like, Titus is a small child here, when in Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy X, he's very clearly an adult, even though he has the mindset of a child. But, yeah, you can't exactly get a job as a sportsman if you're 10 years old. I mean, well, maybe you can, but you can't get an actual real job as a sportsman. Oh god, that sounds terrible, but yeah. Attack. Kill Donald. Yeah, that... Square, come on. Make a DLC where you can kill Donald. I don't care that this game came out before DLC was a real thing. I don't care. Make a DLC where you can kill him. Was DLC a thing ever on PS2? I don't think it was, but there's a lot of games on PS2 which ended up being released on other systems that do have DLC. As in, like, the games got not re-released, but were released at the same time on another system, and on that other system they had DLC. Like in like 2014, Pro Evolution Soccer, is that what it's called? Released a game on PS2, even though at that point the PS4 was out. And I'm certain the PS4 version would have had not microtransactions, it's DLC, because it's a sports game, and like every sports game does. And so how would they work that for the PS2 version? Also, did anyone even buy the PS2 version, considering the PS4 was out?
Gotten stronger, but odds are you're still no match for Riku.
Shut up,
You took
Titus.
him on 3-1 last time, and he whipped us all. Well, I
He
guess
sound-
Kyrie can always count on him.
That child sound... Well, Titus, obviously. Titus sounds less like an idiot here than he does when he's an adult. Whoa, I'm a sports boy. Haha. I'm gonna laugh. Oh, hoy, hoy, hoy. Oh. And this is gonna be the end of this episode. I'm sorry nothing happened, but yeah, whatever.